It has been a 2 hours. AT&T is great. Yay!
Woohoo! All right, we're live. Here we go, everybody. Hello and welcome to Survivor with Jamie, Jack, and Colleen. My name is Colleen.
I am Jamie.
And I am Marianne was right.
Welcome to the show, everybody. We are here to talk about the season 42 episode of Survivor, Caterpillar to a Butterfly. And yes, it appears that
was the title?
That was a title. It was actually a phrase that Marianne says at the beginning of the show when she's talking about Omar. Omer, as we learned, his name is actually pronounced Omer.
I said a couple weeks ago I thought we were pronouncing it wrong.
Yeah, you were right.
You were right.
Jamie looked up.
Look at there. Points.
I kept saying, are we saying this right or wrong? Right, either way. He's gone.
But yeah, that was Marianne was talking about Omer in the beginning, and she's like, because Drea called him out. We were all right last episode where we said, "Oh, this might be Omer's turn to go."
If they, like we said, if they weren't paying attention, it was a mistake.
They were then.
Again, this is why someone shouldn't be allowed to say that after they've been voted out. But
I think that more than what Drea said, it was High's reaction. Watching back and getting to see High's reaction when he just starts slapping all the other jury members as soon as he's on to what's happening.
Yeah.
That really got jury excited, and everyone else did notice that.
Yeah. And I have to say, even when Omer went out tonight, I appreciated again the good sportsmanship of the laughter and the oh, you guys got me, or oh, Marianne, Marianne was like, tell Omar it was me, but he shouldn't have to because Omar was like,
he goes, it was you, and he goes, yes.
Yep. She's like, yes, it was.
And finally, Romeo's on the right side of the vote.
I know.
He finally did something. You know what? He contributed in the competition. He really hung in there. I actually got to where I was kind of rooting for him in the comments. Like, go, Romeo, go. But as you will see, as the viewers watching will see, I started to feel that Omar was not long for the game. And so I had to bring some emu power into it. And I got myself the Omar shirt. So heads up, incredibly embarrassing for an 11-year-old when his mom is seen publicly wearing the shirt.
Oh no. Okay, I'm jealous that you fit in.
Yes, that was very exciting.
Awesome. All right, so this was a great episode. I mean, we really saw there was such a dynamic shift. We did see Marianne was actually the one that went from caterpillar to butterfly. Romeo got dragged along. Everybody else just got. They made the right move at the right time. It was kind of like that play that you hoped that Drea should have had last week, where if she had told zero people about her knowledge is power, then she would have succeeded. And this time, Marianne told people, but she did it in a way where everyone thought she was just harmless little Marianne, and it just never seemed to get around. Or maybe she just didn't tell Omer, so it never happened.
Right. That's the key right there.
Her stock definitely went up today.
Oh my God!
Yes.
All the way up. It was
because right now I think it's Lindsay or Marianne's game to lose.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree, and I think that Lindsay needs to stop. I feel that Lindsay needs to stop worrying so much about Jonathan at this point. I think if she's up against Jonathan or Marianne's up against Jonathan, it's their game.
Yeah. It kind of, the constant focus on Lindsay and Jonathan tonight made me kind of wonder if we're going to see the two of them go to fire against each other.
Ooh, there has been a few close-ups in the past 2 episodes of people starting fire and getting to kind of see who's doing what. So maybe you're onto something.
Well, Omer,
Omer
Omer.
Like Homer, but Omer.
Like Homer.
Yeah, Omer. They showed him lighting fire. I go, oh, there's got to be a reason they're doing that. But then he went home. But
Dang
I agree.
it.
I agree with Lindsay. Lindsay is too hung up on she has to beat Jonathan.
Yeah.
Yep.
The challenges. She doesn't have to beat Jonathan in the challenges.
Not anymore.
No,
Girls got it, I think.
It's just like, but she could be the next one to go home. If Marianne's smart, that's who they go after next week.
Absolutely.
If she doesn't win immunity, that's who she should be the first one out.
Yeah.
Lindsay?
Yeah. I think
Lindsay.
she's probably I think in the eyes of Mike, even Mike, I would think that the rest of them now see Lindsay as the biggest threat, Jonathan included. Obviously. It's just running right behind him in his mind, but I think she's pulled ahead.
Yes. So Jamie, I think, is frozen, but I think we all got the gist of what she had to say.
Here I am.
There she is. Jamie had a change in venue and technical equipment last minute tonight, so that's why she looks.
Sure did.
Really, it's just so she could show off the emu shirt.
It's just a better view for the
And
emu.
I couldn't get my AirPods to work, or Buds, whatever they're called.
That happens sometimes.
It's just frustrating.
Technology, eh?
It's great when it works, but no, I thought Lindsay just was shocked that she got blindsided by the vote.
Yes,
did.
Everybody did. I think everyone did. I think Marianne and Romeo just did their own thing.
But I didn't understand. I didn't want to. I would have gotten Omer out. I don't understand why Lindsay wanted to keep him around. Why she wanted to keep him around? Because I think if he goes to finals, he wins.
I don't think Lindsay sees it that way. I think Lindsay.
Yeah, I think that's her biggest flaw. Biggest flaw in her game right now is that she didn't see that.
Yeah. I think Lindsay's so hung up on the got to get Jonathan out because he's got my place in the final three. If I don't get him out, they're going to get me out. And
you have Mike and Jonathan. They just don't listen.
Right.
And they just don't
Whatever
listen.
give you that impression.
I'm like going, I understand that they don't want to get voted out. But Mike had an idol.
Mm-hmm.
If he felt that he could have, but Jonathan was like, no, we gotta get Romeo. Romeo, he can't win.
What harm is Romeo doing at this point, other than teaming up with Marianne?
He's most likely not going to win a challenge. He could blow away if there was a strong win, but
absolutely.
I just didn't get the strategy behind it.
Well,
but it worked out for them.
And if you see Jonathan during the challenge, he was fighting himself with the puzzle and he was fighting himself with the planks. And I think his 2000 burning sleeping diet is really working against him at this point.
Yeah. He definitely, if he would have been better at because he should have, if he could solve the puzzles, he should have been way out in front. Yep. But Lindsay's not only strong, but she's very good at the puzzles. And she's smart. So she's, she's
a little more well-rounded in her.
Jonathan was struggling during those. Anytime it's a puzzle challenge, he's going to struggle.
Yeah, it's not his gift.
No,
and that's
and there's been a lack of challenges in the water lately too.
Yeah,
which is his strong point.
Right.
So yes, and I was explaining this to the boys tonight, especially Alex, who did his best to watch. He lasted up until like 8:35, which is about 15 minutes longer than he usually lasts before he puts himself.
That's awesome.
But he and honestly, the thing that broke him, which is when we were like, okay, it's bedtime, was the challenge, the immunity challenge. Lindsay and Lindsay and Jonathan. Ooh, Jamie, you're all hot mic. It was so intense. I know she is frozen, looking like she's going to devil me.
It looked like tears were running on your face.
But no, so with the Jonathan Lindsay thing, like I was like, go Lindsay, go, and Alex was back and forth. He was like, go Jonathan, go Lindsay, go Jonathan. And then it was so intense at the end, and I thought he had switched back over to me for Lindsay, and I'm like, yeah, Lindsay wins, and Alex bursts into tears. I mean, like, ah! and I was like, oh my God, I get Jonathan.
I was rooting for Jonathan also. Mike,
I was rooting for Lindsay.
What was Mike doing in that? He was just like, okay, he was trying to bounce the ball in. He had no finesse at all.
Dude, he's from New Jersey. We're tunnelers. We don't have finesse.
I get it. He has no finesse.
Isn't New Jersey like the skee ball capital of the U.S. though? Like,
according
shouldn't
to
he have better?
It is.
Well, that's
better survivor ball challenge skills.
That's not skee ball.
He's definitely not skee ball.
I don't trust anything that's not skee ball. Trust is my bond.
So
I'll never write skee ball's name down ever.
What do we think here? Out of the last 6, Omar, you think Omar's the right person to get out for all of them?
The whole time I said he needs to go.
I think that Marianne pretty much encapsulated it perfectly, which I really think that her winner's edit stock just like exploded tonight. And when we do our picks for winners for next week, I mean, it's going to be really hard for me to not pick her. Because I mean, we just saw this like change. It was just incredible.
Well, she has an idol, so she's guaranteed Final Four.
Yep.
Right. And because I was thinking, I go, okay, when Omer said, oh, it was you got me. That kind of put a target, even though she wasn't technically voted out yet. He wasn't voted out yet.
But he knew.
But she said, yes. She should have just said nothing. Of course, you play it to the jury, though, and, you get out one of the stronger. She was the reason one of the stronger players went out. But, yeah, she's definitely guaranteed Final Four. Can she make fire, though? Have we seen her make fire?
Well, we'll find out.
We know she can't spin. And I guess she's never watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where you try to reverse the miles on the car. When she was turning the other way, I go, I mean, does that work?
Yeah, and also on competition with the spinning, I had to note that Lindsay fly across that netting was intense. She was like a creature from the well, it was like a horror movie. Just zoom, just flew. Nobody flies that fast across those, and every time I see them run on that netting, I always kind of hold my breath because I just think about their poor knees.
Yeah, she's very athletic. She's very athletic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that challenge was intense but awesome. That's what I was explaining to the boys. That's what I was going to before, where I was like, sometimes we have challenges that play different people's strength. Like you have the ones where they're balancing, these physical ones like this. You have the one that involves the hand-eye coordination, like at the end of this one. And the closer we get to the end, because they were like, "Wow, that's a giant challenge," and I'm like, "Yeah, go back. You haven't watched."
Yeah, that was a tough one.
It was tough, but yeah. Speaking of the challenge, Chris. So we're joined live in the chat. We've got a lively chat going on. Chris says 2 great challenge moments. The first was the reward challenge. Jeff actually stayed quiet. And the immunity challenge, Jeff and his balls. Let's see. What else is going on?
Jeff stayed quiet? Did Jeff stay quiet?
Maybe? I didn't notice Jeff.
A little bit.
Ooh. Christy says, yay for Marianne building that resume and making a move.
Yes.
It was the right move to make. And it was a great move for her because literally she took out, I think, the best player in the game.
She did. I think she was right. She out of everyone there had the most correct read on the situation. And we even actually saw, and I think this is possibly the end of Mike's Twitter's edit tonight, in which he kept insisting, Marianne was like, no, we need to get Omer out. Omer is going to win. And he just been like, no, just trust me. We got to do this. We got to do this. Right? Was that Mike that she was talking to?
Yeah. Well, Mike and Jonathan, they just, but I think to give them some, maybe an excuse is, what did we see Marianne the first 20, 25 days? All over the place. Ever since she's calmed down,
she's a really good player.
You see a really smart, really good player. Whereas before it was because my wife was watching it with me. She goes, is she crying because Lindsay didn't tell her about her? I go, well, she always cries. I go, but she didn't tell Lindsay about her idol. So I go, she's very emotional. I go, but she's she's a different player than she was the first 20 days or 18 days, whatever it was. Something clicked and switched, and she just said, okay, I need to, if I want to win this, I need to, and maybe that was her plan, to act all, out there, and then suddenly just go boom. Because Mike and Jonathan were looking at her like, yeah, I'm not listening to you.
Yeah,
you don't know how to play this game. And they weren't listening to her.
And that's going to be their big flaw in all of this. Yeah. And on top of that, I would like to give Mary Ann credit for being somebody who understands the viewer's point and us watching the game. I know she's not in control in the edit. I know that none of these players are in control of what the ultimate edit is that they're going to get. But some players are really good at confessionals and telling us why they're making a move, how they're going to make a move, what could go wrong, what could go right, and all the variables. And she managed to do all of that. And so we had this like really silly, goofy girl the first half of the game, and now she's like laying out all of these. She covered the bases. She made the viewers who may have been like, ugh, this silly girl, like really see that she knows what she's doing. She knows what she's talking about.
And she wasn't always that way in her confessionals. She was happy-go-lucky. I mean, maybe she was worried about looking like a villain, or I mean, I don't know. But her game, she didn't even look the same. She's completely different. It's like they brought in a different Mary Ann, like her twin. Because she's not the same player she was in the beginning.
Well, it changed with that tribal with Drea when they both handed over and played their one idol at the time. That's when her game changed.
Yeah, that's a good point. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, I think Mary Ann's in very good shape. What was really funny? I mean, I get Omer's reasoning, but it was still dumb to pick the cake over the protein.
Yeah,
you think so?
I couldn't hear what was going on because we have my daughter and grandson are staying here, and everybody was talking. I said I have to listen to this. But he could take more people if they had cake?
Yeah, you got 3 versus 2.
Yeah.
I was like going, you take the protein, the cake is just going to burn off, but I've always said you throw this late in the game you throw the reward challenges.
Yeah, you don't. And that's what I thought too. It's like, well, at least on one hand, okay, so you have a win if you feel like you need to have a win on your resume, which I don't think that he would have needed to have a challenge win with the resume he was setting up. But otherwise, if you don't need that, you don't. Anything that it looks like you, especially towards the end when you're going to have to start picking players to come with you. How many games have we seen? I mean, very few games have been won by that choice. It's always their game to lose at that point, and then they lose it. It's just how it always goes.
Yeah. I mean, I've always said, I'd throw it. I would, no way I'd be like, oh, I can't figure out this puzzle.
And I thought about that. I also thought about that today. I was like, God, it's such a hard choice. Like, if you can pick one person, it's easy because you're like, oh, Romeo is clearly starving to death. So everybody can understand that.
Well, he's stealing all the extra rice, so I don't know if he's starving.
But they barely showed any of that reward, so I guess nothing exciting happened.
No, but we did get to see their character again with this group of players, and how, you've got Jonathan and Lindsay sitting back at the camp, and both of them are like, it's totally reasonable that he took who he took.
Yeah.
There was no bitterness. It was just like, well, of course, those people were starving.
They seem more bitter to each other, actually.
Yeah, they're
a love spiral, perhaps.
They're no longer. They weren't even talking strategy, really, were they?
They're not even a little bit Survivor confident in each other anymore.
Yeah. Oh my God, Survivor confident. Honestly, I think that might be the first time I actually heard that phrase. But I mean, I feel
it's great.
Omer's trying to make it happen, and I really like Omer, so maybe we let that. We made voting blocks happen, which was kind of dumb.
Voting blocks. Yeah. I mean, we dropped the 4 I don't know, carried the 4, dropped the 1. I don't know. We were carrying and dropping numbers for a while.
Use drop the 4, carry the 1. A reference that I did drop when we were downtown during the meetup this weekend. And I think Elena was next to me on the sidewalk. Maybe Ro was too. I don't know who else was, but not a person reacted to it.
It was not well received. Its time has passed. Its time has passed. But Survivor Confident, I think, is going to stay.
Did Omer make a mistake when he said he didn't have an idol? Because remember, they were all worried that Lindsay would give and I see what Lindsay was doing, but do you think she'd been better off playing if she wanted Omer to stay in the game, play the idol and then look for it next week?
I think they all just got way too confident. They underestimated the 2 people that they wrote off, and that's going to be their downfall.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, nobody was counting on Marianne at all.
No. And that was what made it so awesome.
I mean, and it's the 3 people that were with her the longest.
Yeah.
Have been with her the longest. Didn't have had no confidence that she could control this game.
No, and after all of this talk about breaking up the band, this tribe isn't, we're not together anymore. Well, clearly, you just pushed her game way ahead of yours, you dingbats.
And 3 of the 5 are still, 3 of the 5 are still from that tribe are left in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to give it to her. I underestimated her myself, so it was fun to see.
I thought she was done for, but she's, like I said, if she can somehow get Lindsay out of the game, and she can, and she can make fire, because it looks like Mike and Jonathan have no clue who's controlling the game and who's
no.
So
Mike still thinks that he is somehow.
Yeah. So if they're stupid enough,
he's too likable. He's just too likable, you guys.
Yeah. If I'm Mike and Jonathan, I make sure it's me, Jonathan, Mike, and Romeo in the final 3, because none of them can beat Lindsay or Marianne.
No, I don't think they can.
But I don't think they're aware of the power they both have, Marianne and Lindsay. I don't know. We'll see, but I don't, like I said, if either one of them it would be fun to see both of them in the finals, Lindsay and Marianne. I think it'd be a close vote.
I will say that it is it's exciting. I think it's really exciting to see some girls like pushing this game around a little bit and making some room for themselves in the front. So I'm looking forward to that.
Now, do you think if say Lindsay and Marianne go, say it's Lindsay, Marianne, and Romeo gets no votes, does Lindsay look, I carried her. She wouldn't have been in, and you could really look back on it and say, yeah, our tribe carried Marianne. She would not have been even this far if it would. Sure, she made some moves at the end when no one expected it, but we carried her in challenges. We carried her, emotionally. We carried her. She could make it because, everyone saw. I think everyone had the same impression of Marianne until recently.
I think so too.
So, could she use that against her?
I think that would work. Let's say if it was Lindsay, Romeo, and Marianne at the end, and I think if Lindsay was using that argument, I think Jonathan would buy it.
Mike.
And maybe Mike, but I don't think the rest of them would. Because I think one of the dynamics with this setup this year, with having like one really physical person, another who's showing to be a physical person, and then nobody else is really that physical, that jury is different. So hearing that somebody got carried, I think would rub them the wrong way. Like, I think it would maybe work against Lindsay if she said that.
I agree. I think that jury is definitely, they all seem to be friendly, like not bitter, but I do think that they are going to vote for who they think like should versus,
Can Lindsay beat Marianne though?
Yes.
So she wouldn't
I think it's gonna boil down to their resume and how they present it. Like if it was just to them where they're at right now, like without the rest of the game going forward, just where we are right now. I think that they are probably even Stevens across the board until they explain why they deserve. And I think that's where their win's going to be. Because Lindsay has the physicality, but she has won one challenge, or she won two?
Two individuals.
Okay. And then Marianne may not have won the same amount of challenges, but she completely orchestrated getting out the most dangerous player in the game, who pretty much got out everyone that was sitting on the jury.
That's true. If you can and blindsided him, and not only blindsided him, managed to do it with only two players, her and Romeo, who was at the dead bottom. And right? Like, managed to do that. And you fool the rest of the four of them. So like, yes. it was a group that was splitting their votes in case of an idol or whatever, or for their own reasons. Sorry. And Marianne and Romeo did that like thing you dream of on Survivor, right? Where you're like, just pull off a blind side when you're in the complete minority, and you just get everybody's respect, and I respect that.
Well, she also blindsided Lindsay.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone.
Which hurts
Only
Lindsay's
Romeo
game.
knew what she was doing. And the thing is, she went around and told everybody, I have an extra vote, I have an extra vote. And it didn't matter. Everyone discounted her. That's how you.
Well, she didn't tell Omer.
Right.
She didn't tell Omer she had an extra vote.
That's right, because if she told Omer, everybody else would know.
I don't think she told Lindsay either, did she?
I don't know who she told Mike. I know that.
I know she told Mike.
I don't think that it didn't. I don't think it showed us anyway that she had told Lindsay, because I think that was the one place she knew was iffy, because she knew that Lindsay had been working with Omer.
Yeah, I was a little worried though when she told Romeo. I was like, oh, not Romeo.
No, I wasn't worried. Romeo hates everybody except for her.
Yes,
I wasn't.
That's true. That's true. Everybody's dumb except for Marianne, maybe.
Yeah. All right, we have a special guest just in time for predictions, everyone.
Yay!
Hello.
Somebody said we have to change the point system up, and Jay was like, my name? Did I hear my name?
Can I change it around to like benefits me?
I mean, I'm out of it, so I'm doing this out of the kindness of my heart.
I did ask Jay before. I was like, how do we do the points again? I really can't remember. And he was like, do you want me to just do it? And I was like, yes, because you're the bad guy when you do it. And I would like to be the bad guy. And thank you to Mike and Elena for looking up the Omar information that somehow got deleted from my outline. So thank you.
Well, I will say it would have benefited Colleen for it to not exist. So, no, actually, no, it didn't. You were the one that said merge. So
I know.
But luckily, there's evidence.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Let me,
I didn't say merge on.
No, everybody said pre-merge except for Colleen.
Yeah, let me share the screen. We'll show everyone. Jay, do you have any insight while I'm sharing the screen about tonight's episode?
No, I didn't watch it. I was watching the Padre game.
I know you were. I was giving the opportunity.
Which I probably should have watched Survivor because the Padre game was.
Did they end up losing?
Yeah.
3-0.
Oh, and the Canes won tonight. So
let's go, Canes. Well, it's a home game.
True. And Friday is it Friday the next game? Friday's the next game.
Ooh, you
My
make
boss is going to that game, actually.
You need to make this bigger, Colleen. This is terrible.
Yeah, I'm getting there, dude.
Ugh.
All right.
I leave for 6 weeks, and this is what happens.
Someone block Chris Dorn in the chat, please.
Can I just say something? Like, I haven't been on this season by design. But Jack, 3 tally points? What the heck are you doing this
I gambled 2 of them.
He gambled. He was in negative numbers for a while.
I was like -2 for the longest time.
He was at negative. It wasn't pretty.
This is awful.
Hey, my winner's pick is still in the game.
They ain't gonna win.
Just sailing to the end.
We have all lost winners picks. So this is where we're gonna need Jay to help us with the scoring here.
Yes. So, do you want me to?
Well, again, Omer. Thank you to Mike and Elena for looking it up. Jay, Jack, and Jamie all had pre-merge. I am the only one with a point. Does that mean
I'm not here for the wins?
It's tied right now between. Jamie and Colleen.
You're clearly not, Jack. We know.
Yeah, just it's. I've been there.
Jack
I've won it all
theoretically because the end game. There's a lot of points to be had if you get it all right.
There is. Is there? I mean,
yes,
you know better than me. That's why you're here.
It's a final five. A final five, and you basically want to, call it in order. And for each one you get right, the points kind of compound the further along you get. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you got 5 right, you get 1 point. If you get 4 right, you get 2 points. If you get the third boot, you get, or I guess it's final 3. But anyways, whoever's third, you get 3 points. Whoever's second, you get 4 points. And if you get the number 1 right, you get 5 points. So if you're doing the math at home, 5 plus 4 is 9.
I wasn't even paying attention.
3 is 12. 2 is 4. So it's 15 points up for grabs. So, Jack, I don't know how the hell you've ended so poorly this season, but you still have a chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Well, I pick Omer last week, and who piggybacks on me? Colleen. Okay, there you go. I picked first last week. He
did. So, Jay, we do it a little differently than with you. We just volunteer. Does anybody want to go first? Otherwise, we default. And somebody's usually mature enough to go first.
No, that's terrible. Okay,
it was me because I figured that Drea had screwed over
Homer, and you were right.
Game.
But I had Mike a few weeks ago, and then I changed it, and I lost out on those points, right? No, or I changed it to Mike. Well, whatever.
Mike's still in the game.
That's right. You wanted to put high, should you? I guess I hadn't. Okay, forget it. I'm just kidding.
It was all a dream.
So I think I'm up to 4 points.
Well, since both Jack and Colleen were right with week 10, you both get additional points here. Colleen is now in the lead with 10. And Jack.
I guess you're taking over. Okay. No, week 5. It's a V. It's a V.
What? I guess Jonathan and Mike are taking over this podcast.
That's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We had 3 before I put up.
I can't see.
Am I right?
What are you right on?
I said Jonathan and Mike are taking over this podcast.
Oh, yes, because we can't do math. We can't figure out what's going on.
Okay.
So wait. Does that make you Romeo then?
Me?
Not a chance to win in the end? Have you just been eating all the rice?
I have been. You guys haven't seen me.
Oh my God, that's like the story of Jack's life. Eat all the rice, go to the end, still lose.
Yeah, that is it.
All right.
That is it.
Well, who wants to go first in picking this?
Okay, are you going to type this, babe?
I will type it.
Wait, the final 5?
Okay.
Final 5. So this is not
going
home.
I will go first.
Okay, but I want to announce that I am changing my winner's pick to Marianne because my winner's pick, Omer, went out tonight. So we don't even have to figure that.
So both you and Jamie have lost your winner's pick. Did Jay lose his too?
Jamie is.
My winner's pick is Lindsay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But that wasn't your original one, though, was it?
No.
High was my original.
You're both down to your third pick, which means at best you can only get 1 point. Jack is still in for getting 15 points, even though it's probably not going to happen.
Seriously, I shouldn't have had you come on. This is BS. But I am going to put +1 next to it.
But as always, you can say you bash me all you want, but I always seem to have my winner's pick going into the finals.
But they rarely win.
That's very true.
They never win, but I have my winner's pick going into the finals.
So Jack, even though you're hard on here, but just a couple things going your way, it could be a route.
All right, next week we got
number 5.
Number 5 is going to be Lindsay.
Really?
Number 4 is Jonathan.
Okay.
Number 3 is.
Oh, you don't think Jonathan's going? Oh, you don't think Johnson's going to win?
No. Number 3 will be Romeo because he won't get any votes. Mike will be number 2, and the winner of Survivor 42 will be Marianne if she can make fire. Or the fact that nobody thinks she can win, and they take her. They take her final 3.
Okay, quick question: how many points does Jack get if he?
So if
Romeo, he doesn't get any. He doesn't get the 15 points, right? Because Romeo doesn't win.
Correct.
So
But
how many?
the thing is, in this scenario, say he only gets the final 3 right. Like if he gets Romeo, Mike, and Marianne, that is a grand total. What was that? That's 5 + 4, 9. That's 12. You get 12 points just on that.
And we have made a rule that nobody can copy each other's picks, so nobody can have.
No, we have not.
That is
no, we have not.
I think it was we voted on it.
No,
guys, chat. Let me know. Should we copy Jack's pick so we can just?
Well, I'm
in the lead right now, and I want to win.
That's a coward's way out.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
Really, that's like when you play Price is Right rules and you just go like, I'm missing 49.
Yeah. But the thing
Which is a thing that both of you, yes,
both
of you would do.
I would do it in Price is Right because you're playing for real money.
Yeah, here's the thing. There's kind of unwritten rules in this game, and that's one of them. It'd be real Bush League. Let's just say that.
Are you going to bump the perfect game in the 9th inning? Come on, Colleen. Take a chance.
Thank you. Fine. Okay.
Who wants to go next?
I will go next. Oh, Jamie, go for it. Okay.
Okay. I have Mike going on the 5th, and then Jonathan.
But wait, he has an idol.
I know.
This
is my gamble, man. I just don't think he's that smart.
But he has to play.
I think he's gonna try. I think he's gonna get bamboozled into giving it to Jonathan.
Okay, all right.
Oh okay. Man, I don't know. He's from New Jersey at some point.
No, you're probably right. I forgot that Mike had an idol. So can I switch it with Jonathan and then Mike?
Yes, you can switch.
I should have kept my mouth.
Okay. Yeah, you should have. See what you're doing. Okay, so Jonathan.
He's being a good sport, unlike you two, who are going to try and.
Yeah. Jonathan, then Mike, Romeo, Marianne, Lindsay for the win.
Ooh, Lindsay for the win.
I have to stick with my winner's pick.
Very good.
There's no rule. Look, that's not an unwritten rule.
Jamie Joe, I know you're a newbie, but the way to play it is to split the votes. You never use, unless you're really super sure, because you have Tony, like I did.
Yep, Tony.
Ago. Unless you're super sure, it's always good to split up the points if you. That's
your game. Okay.
I'm super sure. I'm super sure for Lindsay.
Okay.
Oh. Okay,
so Jay, if we get let's say Mike is 4th, but Marianne wins and Jonathan's in like 4th or whatever, would Jamie get like the 2 points for Mike being there?
Correct. If it's so say out of that list, if only say Mike and Lindsay are correct, she would get 7 points.
You all hear it here. We are clarifying the J rules.
And I put the points. I put the points in the thing so that way, even someone like Colleen can follow it.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so here is my predictions.
Okay.
I do think that we are being led to a Final Four. Lindsay Jonathan fire making challenge. So I know. Okay, I will go with Romeo at 5. Oh no, I think Marianne's gonna protect Romeo, so apologies. I will go with Romeo at 5. Sure, why not? Maybe Marianne doesn't. Romeo at 5. Are you typing or am I typing? Okay.
No, I just can't believe you're putting such a strong goat at 5, but go ahead.
I know it's hard.
Would Romeo, if he was in the fire challenge, get confused and use one of his arms?
Oh, he's like a little twig.
Yeah. Poor guy has lost a lot of weight and he didn't have a lot of weight.
He's just a little ball of kindling.
I'm going to say Jonathan at 4 because I think that we keep seeing this because I think Lindsay's going to take Jonathan out at 4.
All right.
And then Lindsay in 3rd.
Thank you, Mr. Jeff.
Thank you, Mr. Jeff.
Thank you, Mr. Jeff.
Hi, Jonathan.
Lindsay in 3rd.
He called himself Mr. Jonathan today.
Oh, Mike. I guess Mike in 2nd.
I just want to make sure it's clear. I'm not a racist.
Oh, that Mike. Yes. There we go. Marianne's gonna win. So I guess Mike is in 2nd. Oh, maybe I want to switch Mike and Romeo.
Well, you've had all this time. You got to be kidding me.
Fine.
Don't do it. Colleen, even if even if it doesn't
I want to go against
get you the
Colleen.
point,
I want to go against Colleen in the fire challenge because it would take her so long to get started doing the fire.
Absolutely. You definitely want to go against me in fire.
Colleen, listen, even if it doesn't get you the points, I think you have the most exciting end game in this
thank
lot.
you.
So if it went that way, it would at least be really entertaining.
Thank you. I hope so too. I think that Mike comes in second because I think when Jonathan gets out, Jonathan votes for Mike over Marianne. And I think that the irony is not lost on anybody but Jonathan.
Marianne's name down. I'm not a racist.
I'm not going to vote for her, but I just want everyone to know. I would be a racist if I voted for her.
I really want that to happen now.
I think Romy just might be an unfortunate side byproduct or whatever.
Yeah.
But again, I just want to say before we have one email from Mandy.
Mandy!
I'm so sad to have lost my winner's pick, Omer. I mean, Omer was like the bomb, right, guys? Like the super bomb.
For sure. I'm wearing his brand. It's not really his brand. It's just his shirt.
I know. Hey, so while we're at this points thing, while I have you, Jay, so for the final pick, Jack can get 15 points, Colleen can only get 1, and Jamie can get 5. Yeah, what about that? That sounds like you stop the steal. What's going on here?
No, because Jamie lost Hi, Andrea. You lost Roxroy and Omar. So you each can only get 1 if your pick wins.
Right. Because we lost 5 potential points with each.
Well, it went from 15 if your first pick went all the way to the end. You got 5 if it was your second pick, and you only get 1 if it's your third pick. So the reason there is to weight it so, and this was based on Jack's complaints, like, well, if I pick one from the beginning and it makes it all the way to the end, that should be worth more, and that's why it's worth the most.
It's not.
It's like a dead on impression. Dead on
impression. But I was 100% right.
Yeah,
you should be rewarded for having picked from the beginning. I don't know why this is even a conversation.
Did you pick Erica last year? I can't remember what your winner's pick was.
Nobody picked Erica last year.
Right. But see, so is the strategy to just like search out the GOAT and go for them and hope like you're wrong in the last minute?
I didn't pick Erica after the game was over.
We didn't. No, it's true. We did. None of us did. It's all right though.
I think I had Ricard last year, and I stand by that. Actually.
No, I think I had Ricard.
Same.
I had Ricard.
I thought I did.
I thought I had Ricard.
Maybe we all did. Ricard was. Oh no, some of us had Shan, but she went out.
No. Last year I lost. Like I was like the rest of you guys. I just kept losing picks after picks after picks. So. It wasn't one of my better years for the winners pick.
Did any of you have Xander? Did anyone have Xander for the win?
I had Xander. I think Xander was like Xander was my final after getting voted. I think I had Xander.
Okay. Xander is dating Andrea now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they are. Yes, they are all over the social medias.
Andrea from years ago, the blonde.
Yeah, Andrea, the blonde one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good on him.
And his hair just seems to be getting bigger with every picture.
It's very luscious. It's very luscious hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good for them. All right. Mandy says real quick, whoa! That's how I interpreted it anyway in my head. I really thought Omer was the winner of this season. Now Maddie is crushed. She lost her winner pick, and she wasn't even wearing her emu shirt in his honor. Well, Mandy, I've got great news for you because Jamie is wearing her 11, 9, 8, 9, 11-year-old emu shirt in his honor for you.
There you go.
Nice.
There we go. All right, everybody. Ooh, anything else before we go? I feel like Elena wants to know, is this season redeeming itself? I think that the last few episodes it's redeemed itself.
I feel like the second half has been much more promising than what I thought the first half was like headed towards. So
yeah, I keep seeing
we didn't like the first half.
I like the first half. It's just the thing. I kept seeing everybody on social media and Probst and like all the like promotion was like season 41 is okay, but season 42 is great. It's so good. And I watched the first half. I really liked all the players, but I was like, but we had like Shan and the her own themes. She wrote her own theme music and like all this stuff for.
Well, the players. I guess we're saying the players are kind of boring.
Well, they might have been boring, but I did really enjoy that they all hugged it out on camera at the end when they voted up. I wish that there had been a Ponderosa. I understand why there wasn't.
Same.
But I do miss. I wish that there had been.
Me too.
So. I do surely.
All right.
And they're already filming 43. It's already happening.
I know. All right, so here we are as we head into next episode. I just want to reiterate this again in case I lose so I can cry next week. Jamie has 9, Jack has 4, and I have 10.
Ooh, I'm not out of it.
If our winners pick straight up get it, Jamie gets a point, Jack gets 15 points, and
the game's over too, right?
Yeah, Marianne gets 1 point for me. And then it's a whole other ball game in different combinations of
each person has a chance for 15 points in that as well. So a lot of chances.
Dude, Jack, you can't get 30 points because you picked Romeo and then you didn't pick Romeo.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could do
it. Oh no, she can't because.
So I'd be better off if Romeo won it all because then that would screw you guys up too. So
yes, it would absolutely screw us. We would all get screwed if Romeo won.
So if Romeo goes against Jonathan and Mike, he still loses.
Yes. There's a zero. There's 100% chance that Romeo goes to the final 3 and loses.
I think if Romeo wins this game, I think Survivor's done.
I don't know about
Romeo's not going to
win. I think if Romeo wins the game, that he was right the entire time, and we are all dumb except for him.
Yeah,
that's a very good point. And not only was he right the whole time, he played it right. He sat back, called everybody dumb bitches, and then ate the rice. I mean, he won.
And still lost a lot of weight.
Exactly.
It's dwindled away.
All right, everybody. Thank you all for participating. We appreciate it. Thank you to the patrons, especially the ones that contribute a certain level, and that would be Tackhart. No, Tackhart.
Tackhart.
I'm sorry, I was reading the comments in the chat. Jack from Tokyo, Eckhart, Megan the Magnificent, Joanne with the plan, and Ed the Creepy Mailman. Thank you guys so much. I just realized tonight as we were recording that Zachary did a bonus show for last week for the patrons, and I completely 100% forgot to export it from this computer and post it. So that's a my bad. I will make it up to all of you. I apologize. And that's that. All right, if you want to send anything else,
you've had a lot going on.
And next week's a 3-hour episode, right?
Oh gosh. From start to finish, right?
Yeah.
Like start to reunion, because that'd be tolerable.
And we're assuming they're just going to do the same thing they did last season. They're not going to leave the island, right?
I believe they're not leaving the island.
Right. They're totally doing a pizza party. It's happening.
That's fine. That's fine. All right. We'll see you all next week, approximately 15 minutes after the episode airs. Thank you all for joining us this week. It has been a great time. A special shout out to one Jay Glatfelter for coming on to give us his math.
Thanks for the points, guy.
If I win next week, I nominate Jay coming back
to
announce the winner. If I don't win, then Jay's off the hook.
Yeah, that's a 3-hour episode. You that's all you guys. I'll be sleeping.
That's
so okay. Wait, is it really like a 3-hour? Are we getting like a 2-hour game and then an hour?
No, we're gonna get a 2-hour and 45-minute game and a 15-minute.
Yeah.
That what Jack said. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna get
like an hour and a half game and like an hour and a half commercial.
Yes, it's gonna be 2 hours of commercials and maybe there'll be maybe we'll have an Applebee's reward again. So Applebee's. Okay.
That blooming. I miss out on the Outback. I miss hearing the blooming onion.
That's actually, it's funny to talk about Applebee's. everybody I work with, they're very big Hurricanes fans. And my boss was a little early tonight. And I was like, oh, are you going to the game tonight? And he was like, no, I'm going to Fridays. And I assumed he meant going to the game on Friday, which
TGIF.
He then immediately turned bright red. And he was like, no, I don't. I was like, I didn't think you were going to TGI Fridays at school. He's like, no, I would never go there. And I was like, I knew it was so funny though. And I thought,
is that still around?
Maybe.
I didn't realize it was such a scandal to eat at a Fridays.
You got to watch yourself.
Mm-mm.
You got these
Fridays,
hipsters. You got these hipsters out here. You know, you got to watch what you eat.
Filled with rabble rousers.
I just thought it was very funny. He was like, oh, no, make no mistake. I'm leaving early. I'm totally going to be drinking beer soon, but not at TGI Fridays. I meant Fridays. And I was like, there you go. He was joking, but it was still funny.
Thank you for having me on, but I'm going to dip out.
Thank you. Yes, everybody. All the things I just said apply. SurvivorJJC@gmail.com. We'll see you next week. On that note, everyone, my name is Colleen.
I'm Jamie.
I'm Jay.
I'm Jack.
Peace out, everybody.
Wow, he did leave early.
He wasn't playing.